Hey everybody, it's another episode of Movie Crunch. It's me, Eric O'Donnell.
Me, Hannah Sutter.
And me, Nick Schaffner.
So they're not as formal anymore.
So laid back.
Oh
yes, very relaxed.
Yeah, so laid back. And of course, on Movie Crunch, we discuss a new movie each week. And this movie is the Fantastic Four movie.
Fantastic Four.
It's fantastic.
It's super fantastic. And we're going to discuss it in how we'll always do. So let's start off with writing, like we do. The writing, I was talking to Nate about this when I watched it. The characters, me and Nate are huge comic book fans. Hannah, have you read any of the...
I'm a good layperson because I have a general knowledge of comic books, I would say, most things.
Okay. But I was talking to this about Nate when we were watching it last night, the only thing they mess up with some of the characters is they get their power basis wrong, but the character, how they're written, they're very true to the comic. They're really, especially Doom. Even though,
the personality type is on par, but...
The personality and their lines and how they're written and what they would say is on par.
Right.
What they really mess up is Doom. We'll get to that in a little... We'll go in more detail about that.
It's... They really come through in all the characters. When it comes to the writing, they really come through in all the characteristics of the characters. You really feel that this is, the first family of comic books, and Reed is this genius scientist who was married to his job, and Human Torch is the smart ass who gets girls, and they really did a good job capturing the characteristics.
This was one of the first superhero ensemble movies that I can remember.
Yeah, it really was.
That
team movies that they put out, that Fox put out.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons that I like it.
Yeah, it was really good for what it did because the first successful Marvel movies were the Blade franchise.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for Blade, we wouldn't have if it wasn't for Blade being successful
and X-Men,
the first X-Men being successful, we wouldn't have the Fantastic Four movie. We wouldn't have Avengers, Captain America, or Iron Man, or Guardians coming up. We wouldn't have all those coming right now.
True. Because
it was all down to Blade. But this was their first kind of team up sort of kind of movie. And when I saw it the first time, when I saw it, I was 15 when it came out.
You're making me feel old.
I'm sorry. I'm the youngest of this crew. I was 15 when this came out, and I enjoyed it. I really do, and you know what? I still enjoy it now.
It's good fun.
It really is.
It doesn't try to be more.
No,
that's okay. That's all right.
It doesn't take itself too seriously.
No.
It's just it's.
Yeah, but it takes itself seriously enough to not be a Batman and Robin.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a great popcorn flick.
You know what? Yeah, it is, and it's really entertaining. And what else do we go to movies but to be entertained?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good hey, what do you guys want to watch tonight? There's 6 of us here. We can all agree to watch the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's
that's
fun.
true.
Yeah, and as far as comic book accuracy go, again, I'm a stickler for that kind of stuff. I know so are you, Nate. We're both kind of sticklers for that.
I think you're to the more.
I think I might be a little bit more. That's just me. I can't help myself. But it was pretty comic book accurate. I liked it, and all the characters were written like they were supposed to be, like you said. They had the right tone, everything.
Yeah.
The movie, it was paced really nice. Though some of the lines that they said were cheesy.
There are some cheesy moments.
Call me Doom.
Yeah,
we
were laughing a bit about that.
I mean, that's worse than Hi Freeze. I'm Batman.
Yeah.
Call
you
me
should
Doom.
Never have to name yourself. Your entrance should be enough.
Well, Doom would name himself. He does that.
But
he's
why?
So
with a name like Doom, you automatically know that he's...
Yeah, but he's so arrogant. Dr. Doom would name himself.
But shouldn't there be an event that...
There should, I guess. I can agree.
Or if he was going to do it that way, then it should be a spectacle. It'd be it's Doom, and then he should be donning the mask and lighting and low camera angle, and just over the top. But it was he was just talking with Storm,
it was just
and he was
conversation.
by the way, call me Doom.
Victor,
I'm just going by Doom now.
Victor, stop.
Like Prince.
Victor, please stop. Call me Doom.
Yeah, it was almost like Victor. May I call you Victor? Actually, I prefer Duke.
I prefer Duke. It's like Madonna or Prince.
Yeah, it's almost like that. So I agree. Yeah, that was something. And the actor. Let's just move on to the acting because again, it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's fun. You can tell that they really having fun with this. And me and Nate were talking about this last night too. Chris Evans and Michael Chiklis make this entire movie.
Yeah,
they have so much personality. Just like just pouring out of them already.
Yeah.
That if they filter it into what their character is, it pops.
Yeah. And that's nothing against the other actors.
No, nothing against Jessica Alba.
All very good, but Chris Evans, he's a really good Cap.
Yeah,
he's great.
He's a super great Captain America.
But with Human Torch, he just oozes confidence and arrogance. And
just egocentric in all the best of ways.
It was
entertaining.
Very entertaining. So much fun to watch. So much fun to listen to.
And
all of the fire jokes.
Oh yeah.
And with Michael Chiklis, you could totally buy that he'd be Reed's bodyguard.
Oh yeah.
With
his best friend.
With that personality.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just and Julian McMahon, who played Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Of course, you would get a handsome guy.
Yeah.
To be.
Yeah.
To be a guy that covers his face all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did a good job, I thought, of having just a little bit of touch of that here and there, where he's obviously obsessed with his image, when he sees his scar in the mirror and he's like, oh no.
Well, no. In the comics, he covers his whole body because his body was mangled by that accident.
Yeah.
He doesn't get powers. That's why he's so mad. That's one of the reasons he does. He's mad at the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, Nate was telling me about that, and honestly, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That the suit was like the origin of his power.
Yeah.
Correct.
And in the movie, if you guys haven't seen the movie, they give Doctor Doom electric based powers. He can he's kind of like Static Shock. You know who Static Shock is? He kind of can suck and absorb electricity and output it, and arc it. He's like a lightning rod. They emit like a lightning rod. But in the comics, he doesn't really have any powers. His powers are all from his suit. Doctor Doom's suit in the comics is basically like Iron Man's but evil, without a Jarvis.
And he wasn't as close in the vicinity of the storm when it came through as the other four were, and he didn't get the same shot where it's going right through their bodies.
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
So when he pointed that out to me, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So he's really mad at Reed for mangling his body, and he blames him for that. So that's why he has all that armor on, and he never takes it off because it's his mangled form. He's so ashamed.
I feel like that would have been a good element to add
because I feel like that too.
In this version, his main purpose for being mad was I guess he took his girl kind of, but also he plummeted his stock.
Yeah.
Those were his two.
Yeah, those are it. Yeah. So
I feel like that would have been a good added measure.
Yeah. And again, that's why I don't know why they just don't rip direct from the source material because it's good source material. But that's neither here nor there.
And the actor who played Reed, I am not going to try to pronounce his name because I will butcher it.
Okay. But
fair.
you know
I know who it is.
Yeah.
But he comes off as kind of, you could totally buy that he's one of the world's greatest minds.
Yeah, he's actually the smartest guy in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah,
Reed Richards is one of the smartest guys in the Marvel Universe, if not the smartest. And you buy that a lot. And he's written so well that that this guy. He wants to love Sue, but he's the smartest guy in the world, but he's also an idiot.
Yes. Oh yeah, and that was so well done.
Yeah,
that was so apparent.
Was.
Nate and I were talking about the scene where Storm first comes in, Sue's Storm.
Yeah.
And, let's be honest, she looks smoking hot.
Yeah. She's Jessica Alba.
And she's like, check out these suits we just got. And he's like, oh, that's great. And he's talking about the suit.
Yeah.
And she thinks he's talking about him.
And then
he's analyzing it look at these fibers.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God.
And then there's the scene that I love so much where they're at dinner. And Rita's like, I see that you are enjoying the best part about what we had. She's like, really? What's that? And he's like, passion for science. And then she's like, you're such a dork.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, no, that was not the best
that
part
was
of our
not.
relationship, you dope.
you never got it, and you never will.
Yeah, but yeah, I love that because Reed is he was I just love him as a character, but as well as Johnny Storm, because man, my favorite thing he says is like when he's flicking the fire on and off, and he's like, now picture that, but everywhere.
He's so smooth, and like when he's doing when he's snowboarding with that girl, and he turns into fire, and it makes like a little hot tub,
like a hot.
He's like, "Want to join me?"
Want to join me?
She's like,
yeah. It's like, look, she's like, you're hot. Oh, well, thank you. So are you. It's just so
entertaining.
Like,
he has charisma.
This is yours. Kisses her. That's mine.
Yeah.
And then Jessica Alba, not the greatest actress.
Not the greatest actress.
But
yeah,
you could totally buy that she is like.
But Sue Storm was that way. She was like the mom
I was just
of the group.
Yeah.
She kind of was the glue, basically.
And there's that part where she's scolding Johnny for
all the time. She's scolding Johnny.
Yeah.
She pulled that off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because you can tell, like, and you, it's not like you can't like see through, like, oh, they're supposed to be brother and sister. You feel it.
Yeah.
They're acting with how they like, and even when Jessica Alba's like has to strip down to like be invisible.
And he's like, oh god.
Yeah, and he's just like, I'm
gonna need therapy.
Yeah, I'm gonna need therapy.
Johnny is too dangerous for you to be out in public. We've been saying that for years.
Yeah. They have great chemistry, so it totally works.
Yes.
And Ben Grimm, played by Michael Chiklis, Ben Grimm the Thing, they wrote his character, and Michael Chiklis acted so well as the Thing.
He acted his ass off.
He did. It's
he
like people
don't
give him enough credit for that, and he acted his ass off in that movie.
I mean, I've talked about this to both of you. The scene after they save the people on the bridge, and his wife.
Oh yeah.
Well, it doesn't.
By the way, dick moved by his wife.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Like his wife.
Yeah.
He's just saved these people.
Yeah.
And she takes the ring off.
And just like drops it.
Right. And that's not even the saddest part. To me, what is the saddest part? He can't even pick it up.
No. That's
Because of what happened to him.
Yeah. But
I just like
see that's really sad. I just can't get over the fact like dude's just saved like a whole bunch of people. Like a whole
they're glorifying
bridge.
him.
And they're loving.
And you can't get over the fact
that he's a giant rock monster. Seriously.
I mean, come on.
Like she just comes up and just like she looks at him, they meet, and she just looks at him, she's just like,
they don't even talk.
No.
Like she won't even talk to him. She's like, yeah, this isn't gonna work.
He tries to walk towards it, and she just backs away.
Yeah. It's like, bitch, I just saved all these people.
Yeah.
Come on, sidebar. She's on Walking Dead, or
yes. She is on Walking Dead. That's right. She's the one that she was also. I hated her on Walking Dead too
because she was one of the monologue-y characters
yes.
that just wouldn't go away with all her
no,
whining.
You said Hannah. You said she was on Walking Dead.
She was. Spoiler. Okay, you know what? Screw it. Spoilers. She dies. Thank God she died.
The world was made a better place.
Yeah, because
when that talky bitch.
What really made me hate her? I know this isn't about Walking Dead, but what really made me hate her in Walking Dead was when she slept with the governor and didn't kill him, even though she had the chance to kill him.
Yeah, kill that guy.
Because the next day,
trickle down effect.
Yeah, because the next day he went and killed like everybody in the prison. But she could have killed him that one night, and she did it. That's what pissed me off.
She didn't have the balls.
No, she didn't have the ovaries to do it. She didn't have the ovaries. But
it's neither here nor there. But I had to mention it.
Yeah,
you have those moments in a movie where you see somebody and it was like early on in their career. You're like, holy crap!
Yeah, like that.
And I felt like that. I was like, that was Kerry Washington.
Yeah.
From Scandal.
Yeah.
And she's blind.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
she was good.
She was really good as
she was.
I like how
Very
they
touching.
met. I like how they met. It was really good.
Well,
I want to say something. I like how in a lot of comic book movies, there's always that moment where the superhero feels like a freak or something like that, and a lot of times there's someone there to be like, no, this is a great thing that you're different.
Yeah.
That's something I love about comic book moments.
Yeah.
And that's the moment in this movie.
Yeah. See, that's one of the things I like about him too, because if you like kind of grow up reading them, you kind of think you're a freak too.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
There are these moments they're the same moments that you feel when you meet someone else who's into it, and you're like, I'm not a freak.
No, I belong somewhere.
And honestly, I know we're talking about Fantastic Four, but that's honestly how I felt about X-Men.
Yeah, same here.
Like the part in First Class.
Definitely X-Men.
Part in First Class where Mystique is talking to Beast, and she's like, it's okay to be different. This is you. This is who you are.
Yeah.
This is the best version.
And
and then you get better by being blue and furry. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. But then you do it. But then in Days of Future Past, you can change back and forth. Don't get me started. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways.
But anyway, we could talk for hours. But directing in this was good. Cinematography and directing was really good.
Nothing to write home about, but
nothing to write home about.
Nothing too boring.
But nothing that would like make you cringe or just like. What were they thinking with that?
Nate and I both noticed a couple times where there were continuity kind of problems.
Yeah, there were.
Like the part on the bridge. How do they know that Ben's there?
Yeah, that's true. There was no indication.
They're looking for them. Like even just a cutaway.
Yeah.
Just like, we're listening to the news or something, and they said there's a rock dude on a bridge.
Yeah.
You need some kind of...
Yeah, that's true. I didn't... Yeah, now these...
There were a couple continuity things, but
nothing that made you feel like you're out of the story.
Yeah, nothing like that, no. Right. And some of the shots they got were really good. What were the shots we were talking about last night? When he falls down. Like when Reed, like...
The stretchy...
Yeah, when he falls down from, like, the building. And there's that angle that he has when his arms are stretching down the building.
That looks cool.
That was a good shot.
The skiing... And the Human Torch, that's just great shots.
Yeah.
I like the flying shots, too.
Yeah, the flying shots are done really well. The flying shots are done really well.
When he goes full flame on for the first time when the missile's chasing him, and there's a shot that just follows him for like a few seconds, and it's really just you're like, okay, slow down.
Yeah. I really like the wide shot where they do it's at the end where they're like freezing doom. Yeah. You see like the big fire tornado.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and like it's like all encompassed. And then there's that one shot like above the bridge where like Sue is like containing a blast of something, and like it's kind of like an overhead of that. Yeah. I like that shot a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, the shots of their powers were pretty good.
Yeah.
And then on the explosion on the bridge, there's an explosion. Then there's a shot of like thing ducking, and the car flies over his head.
Yeah.
I like that. And also in that same scene with when the semi's heading towards the dude and the thing just blocks it.
Let me get that for you.
Boom. That's a good shot.
Yeah.
That's a really good shot.
Which, actually, the thing, that leads us to, we can start talking about the special effects. Which, not bad special effects at the time.
Not bad, but they weren't great.
Yeah, they're kind of dated.
I think they, like, when
especially the Mr. Fantastic.
The Mr. Fantastic stretchy... That feels a little kind of
N64-esque. It's like
maybe
it's nothing compared to the unreleased Fantastic Four movie that I have the pleasure of owning.
Oh god.
And it's okay. You know how like it's CG in the movie, right?
Yeah.
In the unreleased one, it's like a puppet arm. It seriously is like in the extent of like when he's fighting, the extent of like the fights between him are just like. Or like it's like they focus in on the hand and they like zoom out of him and the hand just extends towards the camera. And it's basically just it's so bad. And then like there's a part where like he trips thugs, so like he's like in the doorway and like his leg just does a puppet leg and extends and just like trips thugs. The fight scenes of that movie are so terrible.
Well, here's the thing. I think that they knew
the unreleased one, not this one.
Yeah.
Sorry to clarify that.
In this one that we're talking about, I think that they knew that Human Torch needs to be awesome.
And it was.
And it was.
I think they focused
all the budget.
They focused all of their attention, or as much attention as they could, on how the Human Torch looked. And it looks
awesome.
Yeah.
There were a couple like
you can tell where the budget went.
Yeah, and the Mr. Fantastic when he stretches, it kind of feels too CG.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But it's like that particular effect is kind of a goofy effect.
Yeah,
like I don't know if there's a way to make it look super masculine and awesome.
It's one of those powers, super pliability. and super speed are really hard powers to put on screen. Like, to make look good on a movie screen.
Right.
Yeah.
They're just really hard, because with super pliability, it looks like you're just human silly putty, or it could look really good. And with super speed, you can either make it look really good, like what they're doing with Quicksilver, like in the end scene of Cap 2, spoilers, or it just looks like you're putting a guy on fast forward.
Yeah.
It's there's two ends.
Translation's very difficult.
There's no middle ground with those powers. It's one end or the other.
Well, there's also the scene on the bridge where they show shots of the water, and that water looks terrible. Like that's CG water.
Yeah, that's not good.
Like
Why is that even necessary?
Yeah,
like,
can you just shoot on the bridge?
I don't know.
Okay.
Like, and then transpose.
There's
I
a I don't know if the filmmakers do this, but there are a lot of bridges in New York City.
Go figure.
Go
get your camera.
Yeah.
As far as I know, and if anyone is listening to this that can prove me wrong, but as far as I know, that water was CG.
It looked CG to me too.
And I'm telling you what, if it was, it looked awful. And I'm talking like, if anybody's seen The Mummy Returns, at the very end when they merge the Rock and they turn him into a scorpion, that looked awful. And I remember seeing The Mummy Returns, and I was like 16, and even at that age I was like, that looks awful. Like, that looks nothing like the Rock.
You know something's bad when I was like a young kid who's not into the film industry as much as you are now, can go and look at a film and be like, that's fucking terrible.
Yeah,
that's awful.
As far as I know, that water was CG, and it looked awful. But the effects for the Invisible Woman look good. I mean, they,
and the creature suit for the Thing was so good.
Even and I mentioned this to both of you, especially the face.
Yeah.
The way that makeup and the facial movements that he was still able to make inside the makeup. It's just incredible.
Because he had moments where he's like really pissed off, and that came through, and then there's moments where he's kind of like sad.
A rocky teddy bear.
And you just want to hug him.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. No. I love, because Thing is one of the Marvel characters that can utilize a creature suit. Hulk really can't utilize a creature suit. Like, he's too big to forward a creature suit. The Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, that can use a creature suit. That's fine. There's only a couple characters that can do that, and Thing is one of them. And I was impressed by it. Like,
I thought it worked.
It worked really well. It didn't look stupid.
No, it didn't.
It didn't. Again, it didn't look like the one in the unreleased movie.
Oh god.
Which actually, the one in the unreleased movie, that's the best effect that they have, is that suit in the unreleased movie. It's actually the best thing they got, because what they do with Johnny is, you know how we mentioned like he looks so cool in this.
Yeah.
He's a cartoon when he turns into when he flames on.
And didn't you mention to me that he in that unreleased one that he actually has to say flame on in order to...
Yeah, that's true. Okay, if you... In this movie, he just says flame on because it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Like, he all he has to do is think about it.
Flame on!
And to turn into to make his whole body fire. But he says flame on because it's cool. Like, that's his catchphrase.
Like rock on.
Yeah. It's cool because his catchphrase, he likes it. In the unreleased movie, he actually has to say flame on and flame off to use his powers.
He has to say flame off?
Yes, he does.
He does?
Yes, he does. Off? He does.
Like a light switch?
He has to say it.
Just one moment, please. I have to turn my flame off.
Yeah, he has to say it in the unreleased movie. He has to say it. And as we were mentioning, as you talked about the effects of Sue Storm, her effects are really good, because like I love how you can see the outline of her.
Yes.
Because when he mentions it in the movie, it's like you're not turning invisible, you're just like bending light around you.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can, and that shows kind of.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Not as in the unreleased version. I'm going to keep comparing to the unreleased version because it's hilarious, and these guys need to see it because it's amazingly awful and it's great.
Amazingly awful.
Yeah, because and we mentioned that because in the movie, like she can project force fields and she can hit people with like energy, like light waves, basically in the movie. The extent of her fighting in the unreleased is there's a guy here on both sides of her. They're running towards her. She disappears, and then they hit each other. That's the extent of how she fights in the movie. In the unreleased movie. It's so stupid.
I always wish women could be like a little bit more badass than they are in most of the comic books.
Invisible
and it was what one is.
I know she is, But it's like, I just want more.
Yeah. Oh no. And P.S. We're not talking about this movie right now, but P.S. If anybody, I know you're not, but if anybody at Warner Bros. Is listening, and you fuck up Wonder Woman,
I will kill you.
Me and Hannah will be Hannah
I
and
will
Nate.
hunt you down.
We both will hunt both of you. We will hunt you guys down.
I know Hannah will.
And
it's our one chance, man.
I'm with Hannah on this one because
it is.
I love Wonder Woman a lot. Like I really do, and she's such a great character. And if you mess her up in this movie, we're not going to get another female-centered superhero for ever.
I'll agree with that.
And it's
100%.
it sucks because there's so much great female superheroes.
Yeah. I know
that I love so much. Zatanna, Black Canary, Captain Marvel, who is a woman now. Captain Marvel is a woman now, and it's awesome.
Lady Octopus,
and you have Miss Marvel in the comics right now. Who in the new Miss Marvel comics, if you guys don't know, she's actually a Iranian little girl. She's 16, and it's this comic is dealing with like race, is like multiple race things, and like
that's awesome.
It's like sex,
here's
like
the thing.
sexist and stuff. It's so great.
If they fuck up Wonder Woman, you won't be able to blame it entirely on Warner Brothers.
Okay, we'll have to blame on Gal.
You'll have to also have to.
On Gal Gadot.
We can blame Elektra as well.
We can, because Elektra's such a good character too, and they fucked her up. No, she's a good character.
You didn't like it?
The movie wasn't. The movie was bad.
The movie was bad. She was good.
Yeah.
The movie was bad.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Like the movie was shit, but like Elektra, like her character, like
no, Elektra is awesome. I'm saying the movie did not do her justice.
No, it did not. It did not.
No.
And and like so many strong females in comics. People like, and just to go on a little side note here, people like to stereotype comics as like really like overly masculine or like.
That's just what we get in
like,
movies, though.
Yeah,
that's
but
why
overly,
it
it's
makes
like,
me mad.
Well, women are overly sexual. It's like it's like if you read them, they're not. Like, don't believe the movies. There are the comics out there are really it's balanced. Like it really is, and it sucks that people don't know that, and it gets like a bad rap for that.
Right.
It just kind of gets subverted in the major plot lines, and it just I don't know why. And
studios aren't helping it at all. They're not helping.
But maybe Wonder Woman. That's our chance.
Please, Wonder Woman. Because you could hold your own movie. I know you can. You got great villains. You can hold your own movie.
It's already hard enough for us.
But can Gal Gadot hold her own?
You know what? I believe in her just as much as I believe in Ben Affleck for being Batman.
That's true, but
you know what? That's the proof's in the pudding. We'll have to see.
Yeah, you know what? We're not talking about that. We're talking about Fantastic Four. And it's
okay. I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
So Chris Evans, he is in the same universe, correct?
Actually, no, because Fox owns. Because since Fox owns Fantastic Four, it's not in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
No. But okay, so in the comics, technically it is.
In the comics, it is.
But that particular
because Fox owns the rights, so Marvel can't interject the Fantastic Four into their universe.
Right.
So it's okay for him to play two different characters in two different Marvel movies.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It is interesting. That's why I don't like the whole thing that's going on with that, because I'd love to see the Avengers and Fantastic Four team up, and that's never going to happen. Just like how I'm never going to see Spider-Man in the Avengers. So that's never going to happen. This makes me sad. But yeah, that's why it's okay. And that's people. And when that was originally announced, remember how shocked people were, Nate?
What?
When they're like, Chris Evans is playing Captain America. Like
I honestly,
everyone was like shocked.
I honestly was like, really, you can't get someone who's not been in a comic book movie before.
Yeah, and then when you see the movie,
and
you're like.
Okay.
Oh, that was really good.
Yeah, like
also Nate and I were talking about how, like, he's so much more buff.
Yeah, we talked about that too.
See, here's the thing.
But he's
he's
in really good shape.
Yeah,
he's not skinny in Fantastic.
No, he's not. But
he's a muscly.
But he's
he's a chiseled man. Yeah.
He's just more built in Cap.
In Cap, he's like more built. In Fantastic Four, Chris Evans
he's
is like
skinny boy muscle.
It's like he's toned.
Not really,
but I'd say toned.
Yeah, because it makes sense that he's like a motocross kind of dude.
Yeah.
See, let's talk about that. All of a sudden.
Oh yeah, you and I talked about
all of a sudden, Human Torch knows motocross.
He must have been into extreme sports like because he could snowboard too.
Yeah, and in the beginning when he's introduced, he's kissing a girl
on a motorcycle.
Not even
while they're driving.
It kind of
in
makes sense.
two different cars.
Yeah, it's a stretch.
It's a stretch.
Well, it makes sense that he would be like super into wanting to fly and everything because he's like all about extreme sports.
Yeah.
So it would make sense that he's like really into the wanting to fly thing.
And he's always wearing like a motorcycle jacket,
which
kind
is
of an emblem thing. I don't know.
Yeah, which is like it's true to Johnny Storm's character. It really was, and I want to cosplay Johnny Storm really bad. Not the full fire thing because I've seen pictures of that. I'm like, shit. It looks like shit. If anybody's seen pictures of like someone trying to do like flame on Human Torch, it looks like shit. I'm talking about like suit with just like one arm that looks like it's on fire, like with a glove or something. That's what I'm talking about.
Fire just looks stupid.
It
generally
does, but if you make it like comic booky, it might not look as stupid.
Right.
True.
Nate says I can play a good be a good Reed Richards.
Yeah, you do the grandpa look.
I don't want to be a grandpa. But whatever.
Sidebar. I really like. Speaking of like flame on and like phrases like that, what is the clobber?
It's clobber in time.
Clobber in time. I love how they introduced that.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
We'll get to
like,
that.
Well, actually, we can talk about it right now. We can talk about our favorite scenes.
That is my favorite. As a nerd, it was like holy crap, but at the same time, it's like, why would you smash it? Like, why?
That was the prototype.
That was the prototype. But that's my favorite part. It's catchy. And then he pushes the button. It's clobber in time. It's catchy.
I'll be right back. 1 second.
It's catchy, right? And then he just smashes it. It's like, oh, that was the prototype. But that was like.
And then the callback to it when he finally I don't know.
I have the actual one they used. I have the one they used in the movie.
Oh my god. Eric's holding.
You actually have it.
The real thing.
But it doesn't.
By the way, what the figure they used in the movie was a Marvel Legends Wave 1 thing, action figure. It doesn't say the thing. It doesn't say the whole, it's Clobber time. It doesn't say that. It's just a regular action figure. But I have the one, like the model that they used in the movie. Like, this isn't the exact one, but like, this is what they used.
That is fantastic.
It is what, yeah. And actually, funny thing, this is the first action figure that I ever collected.
Oh.
I started collecting action figures when I was a kid, and I bought the Marvel Legends line.
Moment.
So I even have the Human Torch in there too.
It's Clobber in time.
The only members of the Fantastic Four that I own are Thing and the Human Torch.
Yeah,
because I love them.
But then when he actually says it like in a real action moment,
No.
it feels cool.
Yeah,
It's
because
awesome.
he actually says it in the comics.
It's
That's like his
Clobber
catchphrase in the comics.
Yes.
Because he's like from Brooklyn, so he's got to say something like Brooklyn.
Clobber in
It's
time.
Clobber in time.
Clobber in time.
You know, and I said this to you, Nate, last night. I don't know if anyone out there who's listening remembers this, but me and Nate vaguely remember this. Hanna-Barbera, for some reason, had rights to do Marvel Comics for a period of time. And there was...
It's
I
terrible.
can't say that laughing. There was this cartoon where this guy, who I assume was Ben Grimm, I can't remember, but he could change into the Thing. And all he had to do was he had this ring, and he'd have to say, "Thing ring, do your ring thing." And what? I'm serious.
Yes.
This is real.
It was fantastic.
This is real. Go look it up. It's real. I swear to God.
Thing ring, do your
ring thing. And he would like do it like this, like he touches like his fist
What a
together,
great
Like Wonder
piece of
Twin
writing.
powers activated.
yeah, but like with just himself, so it's even more sad. He just does it and like comes and he's got rocks and he's the Thing
fantastic.
and he has the accent and everything. It was
that's-
so fucking stupid.
That's great.
Dude, that is so
It was like up there with Blue Falcon and Dynamite. How stupid it fucking was.
Oh my god.
I love Blue Falcon and Dynamite. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I just remember that. It hit me. It's like while I was watching the movie last night. I'm like, Nate, do you remember this? And he's like, vaguely.
Yeah, baby.
And it's like, it should be that way.
No one should remember.
Oh god, it was so bad. I just remember him moving a car like out of his girlfriend's way. Like he was like a kid from like the 50s. He was like real nerdy. He's like, you moved a car out of his girlfriend's way or some shit. I don't remember.
Oh,
But-
chivalry.
Yeah, oh chivalry. But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have favorite scenes? You said the Clobber in time action
Well,
figure was your favorite scene.
the action figure when he's like, oh, that was the prototype, the whole smashing. But I mentioned this to you, like I mentioned this to both of you, the fact that the movie kind of feels like the end battle in the streets of New York.
That is my favorite.
Yeah, that is
your
a good
favorite scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because when she contains it, when Sue Storm contains it, that looks amazing. That's probably one of the better effects, I think.
Yeah.
But it kind of, and it feels like the whole movie is building, and I told Eric this, I told you this last night, it's kind of like Superman 2.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Like Superman 2, you kind of feel that, okay, this is going to build to this giant spectacle fight.
Oh, yeah.
Not that I'm comparing Fantastic Four
to the majesty that is Superman 2.
But it kind of, battle in the streets. And,
no, it feels exactly like that because it's in the streets. It's kind of like clustered.
People watching and cheering.
It feels a lot like that.
Yeah.
And how they fight is really good. Like I love that. My favorite scenes are like kind of jumbled because what I really like is when Doctor Doom starts taking out each member one by one.
One to go.
Yeah.
Two to go.
Yeah. Because
that's a little cheesy.
I'm a little biased because Doctor Doom is my absolute favorite supervillain.
Yes.
Ever. So I'm a little biased, but just seeing the way he was confident, again, they got his character right because he would know all their weaknesses and know why they would be doing this. Right. He's super smart. So it was cool just to see him try to take them out individually. Yeah. And then when he gets introduced, I really like because it's kind of cool when he gets in not the Doom part when he says "Call me Doom." I'm talking about when he kind of introduces himself almost kind of when they have the grand reveal. Yeah, when they have the grand reveal of him putting on the helmet, and you see the whole suit, and he's freezing the crap out of Reed Richards, and he's just like, "What happens to rubber when you super cool it?" And he's just walking around. I'm like, "That's what an evil villain is, man. That's what a comic book villain does."
Yeah, that was creepy.
I love when they're battling in the streets, and he's gonna crush the thing with the pole. Yeah. And then Reed shows up. He's like, Reed?
Yeah.
I'll be right with you.
Yeah.
I still can't believe he said, I'll be right with you.
Yeah. Well, he's an arrogant son of a bitch.
Yes.
And I should mention Doctor Doom in the unreleased version. Oh, God. Because I told you about this, Nate. In this version, you can clearly hear his voice. Through the mask, it's fine. Yeah. But, in the unreleased version, it sounds like this. They forgot to put the microphone in front of the mask, and all you hear is this. It's "Ha! Mr. Reed Richards."
Oh, God.
And also the fact that, for some reason, everything in that movie to him is according to plan. No matter if it fucks up, it's it's according to plan. It's so stupid.
But I like that you like the end battle, Hannah, because you see Sue being useful in the fight.
And it's all four of them. They had to combine everything.
That's why the Fantastic Four is awesome, because they got to
combine. He tried to pick them off one by one. Yeah. Knowing that with their powers combined,
they are not Captain Planet. Sorry, that sounded way too similar, so I had to say that. By the way, yesterday was Earth Day. So it was Captain Planet.
Sue, think you can contain it? Okay, that's just awesome.
Yeah,
it was nose is bleeding.
Yeah. And Nate's like, why is her nose bleeding? I'm like, because she has to concentrate so hard.
That makes sense.
Because it's her mind, so she has to concentrate really hard, so it would make sense that her... And then, I was going to say something.
What was your favorite? Do you have a favorite scene?
Besides him taking them out one by one, I really liked the scene, that my favorite scene actually is, because when Michael Chiklis as the Thing decides to be the Thing again. Yeah. Because... Nobody
else decided.
Yeah. In the comics, the Thing is a really complex character. He really struggles with how he looks, which they show in the movie. Right. But, in the comics, it's really deep-rooted. He really never comes to that much of terms with it, but he, is okay with it because he knows it's for the greater good. Right. But there's a storyline in the comics called This Man, This Monster.
Yeah, I read that one.
Where Doctor Doom takes over the Thing's body. Yeah. And he uses it to tries to destroy the Fantastic Four. And it's just such a well-written story. Yeah. And it really delves into the Thing as a character. And the fact that that Reed makes in the movie and in the comics. Reed is hell bent on curing him. Right. Like he knows that he doesn't want to be like this forever, and he's hell bent on curing him. And the fact that in the movie that where he does get cured, and he realizes it's not just about him, that he makes the conscious decision to make himself look this way again.
Yeah.
It speaks so much with doing so little.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I really like that.
I really like that. That is my favorite scene because it's like, if you couldn't tell, I love comic books really so much because there's such great things in them. But yeah, that's my favorite scene when he decides to be the Thing again because he knows it's what he has to do.
There you go.
At that moment, he's like, I have to do this. It's what I have to do. It's for the greater good.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and that's why I love comics because it's all about the greater good. Cry, tear.
Cry.
It's deeper than you know.
Yeah, and we have now we can discuss the ending. In the ending, like we said, we already mentioned they had this big climactic battle, which was awesome to watch. And what I like about this movie is they don't kill Doctor Doom.
Right.
They just freeze him.
Yeah.
They just superheat his metal skin, and they cool him down really fast. Yeah. And using chemistry, kids, science. By the way, when we turn to that big S, and when he shoots the fire hydrant, he turns that big S.
That was sweet.
Wasn't it cool? That was really cool. But yeah, they just freeze him, which I like because in a lot of the early Marvel movies, because the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans came out before this.
Yep.
And they killed off their villains a lot. And it was nice to see them not kill the villain, like actually leave it open for a sequel.
Right.
Which was nice.
Yeah.
So so they don't kill him, they just freeze him in tar and metal, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and another scene was really cool when Johnny is getting really hot, and they're like, you're going supernova. I can go hotter. And they put him out. It's like, you almost were going 4,000 degrees Kelvin.
Got it.
Cool.
Supernova. Bad.
Yeah. You almost hit 4,000
You
degrees.
almost could kill the human race with
Okay.
that. So, okay.
Okay. Supernova. Bad. That's
Johnny,
how hot.
Supernova. I thought we agreed that was bad.
Yeah. It's almost like the scene in Ghostbusters where he's like, cross the stream. I thought you said that was a bad thing, Egon.
Yeah. And I actually, you and I, Eric, were talking about how this the post credits and how we were when we saw it in theaters, it was there was actually the Daredevil, which came out a couple years before, had an end credit scene.
Oh wow,
but nobody knew about it.
Yeah.
But there's an end credit scene where Bullseye is in the hospital bed and he sees a fly and he takes out the fly. But Fantastic Four was kind of one of the first comic movies that had an end credit scene, and I remember getting up out of the theater, and then the credits stopped, and I was like, "Wait, what?
There's
more?
Yeah. Whoa, wait, hold on. Yeah, and it sucks. It's don't you feel sad for the people who still leave Marvel movies during the credits?
Yes.
It's do you not know of the internet? Do you not
Well, some people don't. Some people just don't care.
It's how do you not?
Some people, honestly,
I don't know how you don't care. But.
I've always stayed. Even before that was really a thing, I was like, what if something happens?
Yeah, and when we saw Cap 2, after the first credit scene, because there were 2 credit scenes after Cap 2.
Yeah, that's actually was that the first time they've done that?
I
want to say that's one of the first. It's not utilized a lot. It's just usually one scene.
But I remember
no, Avengers did twice too.
Yeah,
Avengers did too.
But I remember yelling at everybody there's one more, guys, sit down.
Yeah, there's one more, guys, sit down.
But yeah, I like the ending too because it's I love this job. And it's job, and he's well, we do have the suits.
Yeah. And when he I love the ending, the perfect period to the end of this nice little comic book movie, the fire four, when he makes the four in the sky with the flame. That's a
Very
perfect
cool.
little period to the ending of this movie.
Okay, wide load, everybody moves huge.
Yeah. No more about the cracks about the way I look, okay? All right, wide load coming through. Everybody look out, he's huge.
Yeah, it's very tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, and you know what? I like comic book movies that don't take themselves that seriously.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what this movie did. It's like we said, it's not Batman and Robin tongue in cheek,
No.
but at the
No.
same time, it's not Batman where it's like
Super serious.
Everything is serious.
The fate of the humanity.
Yeah.
It's more
more-
in line with like the real comic book.
Yeah, like how
tone.
you feel when you read a comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like, oh, that was fun. Close.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah, it was all in all.
Escapist. It's nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it really is. Like that's perfect. It
Yes.
really is escapist. It's a great movie.
It doesn't try to be anything else. It just
No.
is.
It knows what it is, and we're all okay with it.
Yeah, and you know what? That's great. And that's what else can we ask for? And so that's gonna do it for this fourth episode of Movie Crunch. We're on our number 4.
Yeah, number 4.
Whoop, whoop. And we're doing another movie next week, and I believe I can't wait for this movie because
We're doing Clue.
we are doing Clue. No,
Yeah.
wait, I thought we were doing.
No, we're doing Clue.
We're doing Clue. Okay, I thought it was Princess Bride next.
No, we're doing that. We're doing that in 2 weeks.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
2 weeks.
Princess Bride in 2 weeks. Get
I
hyped.
will-
Get hyped for that.
I don't even know how to contain my excitement for that day,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be
I
fine.
do because
everyone.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's so good.
I could
I will
recite
order
it in my
I've,
sleep.
I've ordered it, folks. It's coming.
It's
I
so
will
good.
get it by Friday.
But yeah, next week is Clue.
Yep.
The movie, not Clueless, that's the week after this.
Yeah.
But it's the one starring Tim Curry with Christopher Lloyd and all those great comedic actors in
Don't
this
get me
movie.
started.
It's such a good movie. If you haven't seen it, you know what?
Actually, it's very good.
Go watch it before the podcast. If we're not doing it until next week, you got it. You want to see it? Go see it.
Yeah.
And then you can like revel in it with us.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why you should. That's why you should subscribe.
I'm just gonna say real quick. Tim Curry still scares the bejesus. Absolute. Oh god.
As someone who's seen Rocky Horror like
Yes.
several
Yeah,
times,
I've seen it too.
in the theater, the whole experience.
I haven't done that yet. I want to.
He is all his own. He's in his own world.
I was 10 when I saw Rocky Horror, and I was like,
That's a bit young. Maybe.
That's a bit young for Rocky Horror Picture Show.
especially to see Tim Curry in drag. I'm telling
Yeah.
you. Once that happened, was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's
Cool transvestite.
from
Transylvania.
Oh, you guys are. Guys, stop.
Oh man.
We're giving Nate nightmares.
I
We gotta
know.
wrap.
Such a good movie. We gotta wrap this up though. But yeah, next week is Clue. So
Yep.
subscribe to Movie Crunch for us to listen to our lovely voices.
Yes.
Yeah,
on
get a
this.
clue.
And also subscribe to our individual channels. I being on the Mild Mannered Geek, where I talk about superheroes and super things and all comic book related. New videos out every Wednesday. And Hannah, would you like to shamelessly plug your channel?
Yes, lady parts, not my own, talking about female roles in film. Get your head out of the gutter, please. Yeah, I will be posting this Thursday. It was supposed to be last Thursday, but I ran the Boston Marathon, so give me a
Congratulations
break.
on that.
Yay, go Hannah. Seriously.
Seriously, 3 hours and 22 minutes.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
awesome.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
So,
And now you're all wobbly.
yeah, I'm a bit, it's kind of awkward. That's why I keep wearing Boston Marathon things, so people don't have to ask me what's going on.
That's
I'm
great.
like, just for the next few days.
That's
Oh,
great.
that's funny.
That's great. That's
Nate,
actually
you have a
super
blog.
Yes, I do. You can find me on Blogger. It's called Movie Crunches. Updated every week.
nice, and they're all about the movie, and it's Nate's extended thoughts on each movie that we do every
Yeah,
week.
just in case you don't like listening to us, you can read my blog.
In case you don't like reading, you can listen to this.
Yes.
So that is going to do it for today at Movie Crunch. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you can leave a comment down below. We do have a long list of movies, but if you have a movie that you want to hear us talk about, leave a comment down below. And also, who is your favorite Fantastic Four villain? Since it's a comic book related, who is your favorite Fantastic Four villain? You got a lot to choose from, so tell us. Excluding Doctor Doom, of course, because he was already in this movie.
The moment.
Yeah, that's a good one. Annihilus.
Yes.
Annihilus is awesome. But yeah, who's your favorite Fantastic Four villain? Also suggest movies at the bottom. And for this week in Movie Crunch, is going to do it for me. My name is Eric O'Donnell.
This is Hannah Sutter.
This is Nate Schaffner.
And thank you for listening to Movie Crunch. And we are out of here.